Right, so I'm here. I can pull James forward. Just don't step. Just stay there. Just let me come and I'll put you back. Right. So I can off balance. I can off balance him straight back. I can off balance him directly to this side. I can off balance him directly to this side, and then the corners. Right. The corners. The corners. Okay. So the classic mistake, whether it be in judo or jiu-jitsu or any throwing art, is the mistake that's made is the person doing the throw pulls themselves in to the opponent. So we were in Dakota. I remember me and you were watching the guys do the drill where they were coming like this and they were hitting the guy back and coming the guy and hitting the guy back, and we were like, what are they practicing? Okay, you're moving into Duseyanagi, which is throwing them this way, but you're knocking them back that way? Like, what is that? That'll never work, right? So if I'm gonna throw him on this technique or any other throw, when he's got me in a bear hug, right, and I drop, right? So see he's already off balance. You notice there was some space. I pull him onto me. I pull him towards me. If I'm going in to do so, let's say I decide I want to do this against the punch, and James comes in with a haymaker, and I come here, right? So he's already off balance, right? If I go to do a hip throw, and I pull myself into him, and I get here, how am I throwing him now? I have to be here. Now he's on me. Now he's already gone. So this is one of the problems why even in modern, like, I don't know if you realize, but all the Brazilian jiu-jitsu stuff, they don't do throws. Okay? They don't do throws. They roll around on the floor. There's no, like, big throws. And a lot of the jiu-jitsu I see, they don't know how to throw right. And this is why it won't work in combat. So you have to pull the person towards you where his feeling is, oh, like that. And then it's like, the old Bugs Bunny where he hides behind the wall, I like to say. And the monster comes running by and Bugs goes, doop, and the guy just trips and goes flying. That's what I'm doing. He begins to fall this way. My hip gets in the way, my leg, and then I add the hand technique. So when it's done right, it's effortless. So like in fighting, like Osotogari, which is the behind the foot and drive him down, which again is another example of Kusanku, right? We can do that one too. I probably did that one on criminals no less than 100 times. Okay? And the one thing with Osotogari, big, small, medium, heavy, light, makes no difference. That throw will work on everybody. Okay? But, you're smaller than me. For me to move in and throw you with a hip throw is going to be very difficult. You're taller than me, like you guys that are bigger than me, I'll throw you a hip throw effortlessly. You will be going to boom. Okay? So certain throws doesn't matter. Other throws don't work on certain size people. Like you trying to move in under me and throw me with a hip throw. I mean, no. It's just not. I'm too small for you. Like you're too tall. In order for you to get that, like that's why you could do that. But to come in and do this, you're not going to be able to get low enough. You're not going to get me. So that's the other thing you want to understand. That's why in jiu-jitsu and judo, there's like, people don't realize, there's hundreds of throws. Okay? Like judo says, the Goki no Waza. No, there's a lot more throws than in the Goki no Waza. Okay? That's the modern. All right? There's a lot of throws. And that's why we have joint throws too. All right? So I just wanted to understand that bit about Kuzushi. Because you want him to pull him towards you. Like if James was coming in with the punch, right, it would be like that. Like it would be one move, and he'd have already been thrown. So, you want to try Osotogari? Because it's a simple technique, and it works very well. It's excellent for combat, right? So James will come in with a haymaker, go to punch me in the face, I'm going to move in, right? And right from here, this is going to come here, and then this is going to be here, and this is going to push his head down. So the finish would be this, which looks like what? This. Okay? So let's do it one more time. Well, it looks like this, right? It looks like this move. Again, this is a picture. Okay, well, what does that picture represent, right? So he comes in again, right? Notice I move in. I jam the punch. I don't sit back and wait for it. Fingers could go in the eyes if I want. This would already be here, and boom, he goes down. And again, if I did this, if I threw him for real, this is all one line. This is a solid rod. I bend, the leg goes up. I bend low, the leg goes up higher. When I do that, that's when he catches air. But if I throw you with this, or you with this, or you with this, you're not going to catch air. Or you're going to hit the ground. But you're not going to catch air because you're too tall. But someone my own size, maybe a little bigger, a little smaller, they are catching air. And when you do it right, you could literally follow through, drive the head right in. All throwing techniques, regardless of the art, if you're using them in combat, you want to drive on the head. Okay? So, but I can tell you now, I did this throw very few times did I drive the guy's head because I didn't want to. But you can. And if you do it, again, it's probably going to end the fight because there's no sound like the sound of a head hitting the concrete at a very high rate of speed. All right? Try this one. Again, be careful. Remember, you have to move in. And let me just, before we go. Okay, so when I'm set here and James is getting ready, and I think, look at this kid. Who does he think he is? He's attacking me, right? And I'm here, right? So I'm not, there's no weight on my heels. So whenever you see me facing an opponent, my feet are not. The weight is no weight on my heels, right? So when I'm here, the weight's on the balls of the foot. But you can't tell. So it's not this. The weight has to be on the balls. Because if it's on the heels, the only way I can move forward is if I transfer to the balls first. That millisecond is too long. So you have to be set up like this. You're set up. You get into the habit of this. That's why you look at boxers, right? They're light on their feet. Okay? So as he comes in, right, I'm already spring. I'm a coiled spring. I'm not flat, and then I have to shift to move. Okay? So you can, yeah.
Heel bounce or with the leg left? Are we bouncing the heel?
No. This one you're sweeping the leg. So Osotogari is outer reaping technique. So this one's a sweep. So when he comes in, I come here and just sweep. So, okay? Try this one.